Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Sully Squad. We got the whole crew tonight. Got all three of us tonight. So got a lot to get into. Had a great time yesterday. Wound up actually going down the game. So that was killer time. And thank God they held on, man. It was getting a little dicey at the end there. N'Kobe Dean with that big interception. Eagles hang on. And so we're going to get into that. We're going to get into little Sixers later. Just wondering if like Joel Embiid's ever going to show up for work. That would be kind of nice. We'll get into that. And right when I was on the way home, getting ready to do the show, really interesting. Bob Nightingale dropped a little bomb. He said that I can't say I'm surprised about this, but he said that the Phillies are going to be listening on Alec Boehm, which that doesn't surprise me, but Castellanos and Marsh. So
really?
Could have some interesting Phillies. It's hot stove season now. So we'll see what happens with some Phillies moves. So we're gonna get into it all. I got my full cast. I got right to the side of me. I got my man Sean Kilrain. What's up, dog?
What's up, man? Just loving the win from yesterday. All three of us were down there to see Sirianni do his magic. He's on thing. So, good win and happy month.
And then I got my man Diego the Hammer Bianchi is back. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? It was good seeing you at the game yesterday. That was good.
As well, yeah.
And we won.
Yes, sir. That's all that matters, right? We could do a better job than Sirianni. There's damn 2-point conversions, like me and Joey were saying. It's just utter ridiculous. We'll get into that, and just leaving 9 points on the field. But nobody better to say and stress his anger is Seth Joyner. You gotta check him out. But
Seth Joyner, dude, here we go.
I
put him on for 1 second the other day, dude. He started talking, I turned him off.
See that's where the generation thing kicks in. We love us old heads love us Seth Joyner.
We won, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But Seth Joyner would light a fire under your young ass if you're out of line. So you're gonna I gotta ask you, if he put you in check, what are you gonna do? I'm
gonna bust Seth Joyner out, dude. Stop fighting. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Seth Joyner's gonna make a man out of you. So with that,
Seth Joyner just talks too much.
He's knowledge, man. That's all I'm saying.
Nah.
First new school. Come on.
And Nick Sirianni's an idiot. He's an idiot sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was being an idiot because he's playing against Jacksonville Jaguars, and you don't feel like you're going to lose that game. If you take more risks in a game like that, but just take the points. Just take the points.
He's just making it worse for himself. That's all. Like me and Joey.
The thing is, you can't fire him. The dude does nothing but win, regardless of his stupidity.
It is. It's just
sometimes people are just lucky, and I feel like Nick has a little bit of luck, and you got to ride it.
He is that yes man, the pom poms coach, which we don't care for. But like you said, Diego, he's winning. But something's got to give. You're not doing that shit. That shit ain't happening with the Lions or any other team. They're gonna punch us in the mouth, but.
I don't know, dude. The way Jalen's playing, the way we're running the rock with Saquon Barkley, we're giving anybody a tough game. We find ways to win every game, and we can do them two things that are essential when you get towards playoff time. And our defense is good as shit.
How about I didn't have confidence in the signing, but Zach Bond,
he's a beast.
Team player to a starting linebacker for the Eagles. A tackling machine,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know who Zach Bone was. I watched one game. I texted John. I'm like, Zach Bone can play football. He's good as shit.
He was a special teamer. But Vic Fangio, it's one of those coaches, once again, that sees the best in you. And this team, he needed a guy, and he is the guy. He's sideline to sideline, a tackling machine. and he's intercepting the ball. He's balling out, man. You know, if anything, most improved player. Damn, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
How about this one too?
Mm-hmm.
You sent this to me, Sean.
Yeah.
Quinyon Mitchell.
He's a stud. I texted you after one drive of this season, watching him play 3 plays. I'm like, hey, he's the real deal. You could just see how he moves his hips and turns.
Listen to these stats that he's going to say to you. It's
he targeted only once, one catch allowed. I mean, he's just the kid.
They're scared of him.
Yeah. It says it says played all 52 snaps, 11 total yards given up, 0 touchdowns. I mean, he's looking like a cornerback one, and that's key because I mean, we don't know how much longer Darius Slay's got left. So you if Quinyon Mitchell could be your cornerback one, and dude, Cooper DeJean. I mean, Cooper DeJean looks like a football player. I mean,
I'll tell you what, Coop's not a safety. Cooper DeJean's a corner. He covers people.
He is. You know what? I have to disagree on something. He can play anywhere in that secondary. He's just has it. But niche, it's to me, it's cornerback safety. But man, it's just like
maybe the kind of player that plays corner early in his career and then transfers to safety as he loses a little bit of a step, something like that. Yeah. But right now, he's a corner, dude. He covers people. He tracks players. I was watching him yesterday. He was doing the same thing he was doing with Jamar Chase last week to their wide receivers go back and forth in motion. He's got a good nose for the football.
You got to get Sidney Brown in there, and with that young talent, dude, it's gonna be.
Blankett's just solid right now too.
Yeah, get him in. I don't want no parts, and I said it before to you guys. Avonte Maddox. See you later.
No, he got burnt yesterday as soon as he came in.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's so many positives to take out of yesterday. I mean, number one, Saquon Barkley. I mean, how about that? How about that run?
Oh my gosh, dude.
That was unbelievable.
It was crazy to see in person.
Yeah.
That play to see in person was unreal. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck just happened? Like that never happened.
It was almost watching like Spider-Man do a backwards hurdle. Like he sensed it, his spidey senses.
Eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah. I mean, nothing more better than that. And it's
Dotson made a great catch too.
He did. Yeah.
And Devontae Smith made a great catch. You know what? But the players came up big for Jalen yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The receivers and Saquon in the run game. But Jalen Hurts looks unreal right now.
Jalen's looking like 2022 Jalen, and it's funny because like I have on the bottom here escaping with the W, and if you look at these numbers, this game should not have been a 5-point game. I mean, I'm looking.
No, we destroyed them.
Yeah, Eagles 447 total yards to 215. Rushing yards. The Eagles ran for 237 yards, dude.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
What was the time of possession?
Time of possession, 38.12 to 21.48.
Geez, yeah, we should have crushed them.
Yeah, and that gets to like the biggest concern. I mean, look at Saquon Barkley, 27 carries, 159 yards. Yeah. 2 touchdowns because he had the 1 rushing touchdown, plus he had that nice catch in the end zone. But like Jalen Hurts, 18 for 24, 230, 2 touchdowns. Most importantly, no picks. And then Jalen also 13 carries, 67 yards. I mean, this is the way he's playing since the bye is the 2022 Jalen.
You know what tells me Jalen's back? I don't know if you've noticed the play. Have you seen the play? But I was sitting in the end zone, so like their backs were to us, right? And the linebackers, Devontae Smith runs like an in route. He's coming across the middle. The corner's on him, and the linebacker's coming across, and Jalen throws his pass where it just like hits the window so perfect. Devontae Smith for a 7-yard first down.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's a Jalen from a couple years ago. He's on time. He's in sync. He's not turning the ball over. He looks. And that was without AJ Brown in the game. And I was like, all right, yeah, he's locked in.
Yeah, we gotta hope. I mean, I know AJ got dinged up with his knee, but I
think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, the report was he's probably going to be all right. Now, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know if that means he's going to be all right to play this coming week or if he's going to be like out like a couple games. But obviously, it's not it doesn't look like it's something that's going to like mess with this season too much. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
Dak Prescott's out. Dak Prescott's out.
Yeah,
and CeeDee's doubtful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I figured because I really didn't hear a lot since you know, one thing, you know, when you're at a game, you don't hear all the information that you do when you're at home. So when I looked at FanDuel like last night, and it had the Eagles as like a 6-point favorite in Dallas, and I was like, and I was looking at it, and I knew something was up because there's no way we'd be 6-point favorites in Dallas,
right?
Unless, you know what I mean? Unless, I mean, I know Dallas is struggling, but I wouldn't think 6. You know what I mean? So obviously that means Dallas is really banged up.
Yep, they're hurt.
So, but I mean, yeah, they were. You know, that's the encouraging thing. You know, the defense played well again. Jalen looking really good. I mean, you know, he looked like some of those throws that looked like Super Bowl Jalen. You know.
Yep. Yeah, look like the best Jalen we've seen.
Michael Kaepernick Jr. with a comment here. He says, "What I have seen these last 2 games from Jalen is he is decisive and looks like Jalen from the Super Bowl year." Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. And you know, even when he's holding the ball, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, because Jalen's been known to hold the ball for a long time. Sometimes he doesn't get rid of it. But even when he's doing that, I feel like he's still making better decisions than he was earlier.
Well, he's also using his legs a lot more, I feel like, than he was earlier in the year in the first 4 or 5 games.
Right.
Like he was sitting in the pocket too much. He was trying to make plays down the field too much. I feel like over the last 4 weeks, if you gave he's like running the ball. He's thinking about that.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, but looking forward at, you know, with this team, I mean, you got Birds are 6-2. You know, unfortunately, Washington won again, but that wasn't a surprise. I mean, they played the Giants, so you know, so we look forward to next week. You know, the Eagles are playing a banged up Cowboys team, so hopefully the Eagles get to 7-2.
Yeah.
And Washington, you know, Washington's at home, but their game's not an easy game. They got Pittsburgh at home, and then, you know, that's
a game.
That's a game that maybe, you know, I could see the Steelers possibly going there and beating them, and then that sets up, you know, the big Thursday night matchup here at the Link, Washington at Philly. That's going to be a huge game.
Yeah, big game.
You know, here's Michael Kaepernick Jr. with a comment. He says, also Kellen Moore has to get props as he is known as a pass-first coordinator and has been running the ball, which this offensive line is built to do. Yeah.
I mean, a running back like that, you got to do it, Joey. You know what I mean? We said it yesterday. I mean, Saquon's a beast. You know, no matter how you put it, he can receive the ball. He blocks. He does it all. He's what you expect a number 1 running back to do, and it's a blessing that we have him. And the Giants got to be killing themselves, like, to let such a talented running back go. But hey, they're lost our game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's worth every penny. I mean, we know whatever, you know, and everybody says, you know, what was the prevailing notion from a lot of people were saying, oh, you don't pay running backs. In the past, you could say that, but I kind of disagree, because if you look at the last few years of the NFL, look at the impact Christian McCaffrey had on San Francisco.
Look at Derrick Henry.
Exactly. Derrick Henry.
Saquon Barkley. Like, they're going to start getting paid. Running backs are important.
Like my cousin brought up to me just now, it's a blessing that the Giants chose Danny Dimes over Saquon. It's true. It is. You know?
Yeah. Giants are killing themselves every single day over that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Michael Kaepernick Jr. says he'd like to see more of Will Shipley.
Yeah, I agree. You know.
Well, we may as the season goes on, because, you know, as great as Saquon's playing and as good as he's looking, you know, they you know, you do got to get to the finish line. And, you know, you look at Saquon yesterday, you know, 27 carries, and then he had 3 catches. So Saquon touched the ball 30 times. Now, he's a stud. We, you know, and we love having that. We love getting the wins. But, you know, they may, as the year goes on, they may start to manage him a little bit more just to keep him fresh for January.
Yeah. How many carries did Gainwell get?
Let me see. Gainwell had 5. So yeah, so to your point about, or to Mike's point about Kellen Moore, Eagles ran the ball 46 times.
Jeez.
46 rushes, 24 throws, and they still scored 28 points. I mean, a lot of people in the NFL the last like 15, 20 years, they say, oh, well, you throw the ball to score points and then you run the ball to control the clock. But in reality, the last year or so in the NFL, a lot of teams are running the football and they're putting up points. They're
running the football and throwing downfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have those stats of Henry and Saquon? Those are almost identical.
Yeah, let me see. I have the thing you sent me about Saquon. I mean, Henry. Oh, here we go. All right, yeah. So here's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, age 30, 9 games, 1,052 rushing yards, 6.3 yards attempt, 11 rushing touchdowns, 93 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, 8 games, 925 rushing yards, 5.9 yards per attempt, 6 rushing touchdowns, 146 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. They're both crushing it.
Yeah, no matter how you put it,
And here's Michael Kaepernick Jr. with another comment. He says, the Eagles running the ball was the recipe in their Super Bowl run. Yeah, I mean, and if you think about it, both of the last 2 Super Bowl runs, because in 2017, you had a heavy dose of LeGarrette Blount, and then they went out and got Ajayi. You had Corey Clement. I mean, for as great as Nick Foles was in that Super Bowl, the running game was big too. LeGarrette Blount was. I mean, how many big runs did he have? He had some huge runs.
He had some key runs, man. Exactly, right up the middle, and sprinkle a little Corey Clement outside, whether it's running or catching the ball out of the backfield. Yeah, it was special. And maybe this is like Mike said, you got your Saquon, you got your Gainwell, and mix in a little bit of Shipley. You never know, man.
Don't forget we have Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but
he's like another running back.
I mean, I prefer him to be the quarterback, but yeah, so.
Hey, as long as they're winning, I mean, here's my thing, right? Like Jalen's playing great from the pocket, and obviously that's the number one job of a quarterback is to throw the ball.
Yeah.
But Jalen's game, I feel like you can't have training wheels on Jalen. He's got to play his game, and if he gets hurt, that would blow. But so be it, because you really can't try to protect him from himself. Like, I feel like that's one of the reasons he wasn't as effective last year, because I feel like in the back of, he had just signed that big contract, and in the back of his mind, it was like, I think the team was like, all right, hey, you got the big contract. We want to keep you healthy. And he wasn't nearly as effective. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, Sean, remember back in the day, Randall, let me be me?
Yeah.
Well, let Jalen be Jalen. He's got, that this is his game. I mean, I don't know if you necessarily want him running the ball 13 times a game. That maybe that's a little much.
Yeah.
But, hey, it was effective. You know what I mean?
If I'm comfortable, and I think everybody else can agree, if you had those certain run plays for him, you know what I mean? Not just get up and go. Just like kind of how we saw yesterday. But yeah, I'm all for it because the dude's got strong legs. But like you said, he doesn't go on the field saying I'm going to get hurt. But he's strong as hell. He's built like an ox.
You can't. You know what? You just can't worry about injuries. I mean, injuries can happen. Injuries can happen any play in the NFL. And how many guys? How many guys like get say it's preseason and you're just like in shorts and a guy takes a week, takes a misstep and next thing you know tears his ACL or something.
Right.
You
can't predict it.
You can't predict it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's football. Guys are going to get hurt and it sucks, but there's nothing you could do about it. You just got to go out there and play your game and you know, say a prayer that you don't get hurt, and just try and hope you're right in the winning time, you know?
With the trade deadline, like, what do you see us making a move, or are you comfortable staying put of what we have? What do you think can give us that extra boost, or just stay where we're at? Like I said,
I mean,
maybe at the end.
Maybe another pass rusher. I mean, Bryce Huff barely played yesterday. Supposedly had a hand issue, and he's not really doing shit anyway. You know what I mean?
Just read an article. He might be on the possible trade block.
Yeah. Well, no
one's taking that.
No one's
taking that, but it'd be nice. I mean,
yeah, no one's taking his $17 million a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, with no productivity, right?
I know Howie's great at Howie's biggest strength is making trades, and Howie's obviously fleeced a lot of people in his days. But like, if Howie calls up right now and was like, "Yo, man, I got Bryce Huff," I think the GM, like, maybe he might not even be able to answer the phone because he's going to be laughing so hard. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, that ain't happening.
Yeah, we're stuck with him. We need him to start playing better.
Yeah, we got to get him to play better. You know what's funny? If Howie's able to move Bryce Huff's $17 million contract, literally get the what do you call it? Get the bust in Canton ready for Howie in the Hall of Fame, like, immediately.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how what's your claim to fame, Howie? Well, you know, I did get the team. Like, somebody can make an argument. They'll be like, oh, you know, I got the team a Super Bowl. I got to the Super Bowl another time. But I got rid of Bryce Huff. Sold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty incredible. But yeah, I would say that if there's a target at the trade deadline, it's going to have to be a pass rusher.
Yeah. Or I mean, yeah.
Mason Crawl or Max Crosby would be awesome.
Yeah, I can't see. I mean, that's an interesting would you, right? Like, I can't see the Raiders trading him. But I'll be honest with you, though, if I had to give up next year's first round pick, even if I had to give up next year's first round pick and like a second rounder the following year or something for Crosby, I would do that shit. Because I feel like it's winning time. Like, we're ready to win the Super Bowl.
I agree.
Like, we're a Super Bowl contender. You know, if you added a Max Crosby to the way this defense is playing, like, imagine you got Crosby coming from the edge, and then you got Jalen Carter coming from the middle, and then the way you got Quinyon Mitchell playing, the way these
and
young,
Sweat,
yeah, like that, you know,
that's solid.
Sweat's quietly had a pretty good year, and you know what, I keep getting thrown off by his number. I don't know what you guys. Totally off topic, but like. It looks so weird to me watching a defensive lineman 19. It looks so weird.
19. This ain't college. Stick your ass the way you had it. 94. No more 19, 5, 17. It's horrendous. Really.
I don't really care.
I do, because I do and I don't. Leave the numbers in college. You had your glory days. It's over with.
Yeah, exactly, Sean. Yeah. Tell this youngin, or us curmudgeon old guys, us curmudgeon older guys like the number 90s on defense.
Yeah, because you guys can't see the name on the plates no more. That's why.
I can see you wanting the numbers, bro. Give me numbers.
Coming from a guy with glasses, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
00, guys. That's available. The other's sold. My man Dean's rocking my number, so I ain't got a problem with that. So
I know. Well, I'm just waiting for, like, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. I guess he's not. I guess because he's a rookie. Within like 2 to 3 years, I think all of Northeast, like all where we grow up, like Northeast Philly, everybody's gonna have Cooper DeJean jerseys. That's all you're gonna say.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean, right?
Is it DeJean or DeJean? I always speak up.
But they're calling DeJean because John is very popular.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
I know somebody says that a lot. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just, well, I say it so much. It's like when keeping it real goes wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He. You know what? Maybe it's DeJean, but he is DeJohn. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
Well,
Nah, he's good.
Just like
I
Mike
like him.
said here, Crosby and Garrett. I'll go possibly getting like Myles Garrett and even his teammate Ladarius.
Yeah,
the guy from the Packers. I'll take him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, see, I don't see them. I don't see them trading Myles Garrett. Like I don't see either of those guys getting. If either of those guys get dealt, that's like a blockbuster move. Like that's like they're only moving those dudes if they get like either 2 first-round picks or like a first this year and like a second the five. You know what I'm saying? They're not
right.
But hear me
right.
out. You're Detroit. Just lost your stud and Hutchinson. You know, I think they do it and get Garrett because Garrett. It's like you said for us. It's Super Bowl, go big or go home, and this is their moment. If they get him, I think he adds a little bit of more gas to the fire over there, man. Because he's something special. But like you said. But I think Detroit would do something like that because they got the taste of the playoffs in their mouth. Now they want to go to the big show. I see it happening with Garrett or what the Ladarius. If I'm saying.
I could see both teams willing to give up a big trade to get them guys because the Eagles are in the same position as Detroit. Like Joe said earlier, it's winning time now. We take the playoffs. We've been to the Super Bowl last year. We still got to the playoffs a little down here and. We added Saquon Barkley.
I'll tell you what, too. Like looking at the landscape of the NFC. I mean, you see, the West and the South. Winners probably won't have as good a record as like right now. To me, if you got Washington's in first still, so it's going to come. Obviously, it's going to come down to when we play them head to head, but then. The race for home field is kind of between the winner of the East and Detroit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and if you really think about it, I mean, home field really, really, really means something with Detroit because as good as Goff is, and Goff's been very good, he's not quite the same guy on the road.
Right.
So if you really think about it, in my opinion, I feel like it's mission critical for the Eagles to try to get that 1 seed or at least have home field versus Detroit because there's a hell of a difference between Jared Goff and Detroit having to come here on a cold and windy Sunday in January, or we got to go to that dome. That could, in my opinion, I feel like where they play it could make all the difference.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Let them experience that cold bitterness, not that indoor dome shit. Yeah.
What do you guys think of this? Mike says the Eagles should also be looking into Adam Thielen as number 3 receiver for the slot.
He's injured, Mike. I hear what you're saying, but nah. I would once again Hunter Renfrow.
I just think a number 3 receiver is not going to see the ball out here. That's why you don't see Jahan Dotson get that many targets. It's AJ Brown, it's Devontae Smith, or Saquon Barkley. Like that's who we go. That's who Jalen looks for, and I feel like that's who we go to.
And I'll tell you, who's becoming a really nice receiver is this Cal Quintero. 5
he's nice.
Yesterday, he's
nice.
He doesn't get a concussion. He's Mr. Concussion, but yeah,
he's been good this year though.
Yeah, I know. But
yeah, I mean he blows at blocking, but as a receiver, like you could see why they like his potential as a receiver because he's a good athlete. Like you could split him out. It seems like they hit him on nice little play action fakes, fakes and stuff.
Yeah, I like Cal. If he can stay healthy, I like him.
Well, he played with Jalen at Oklahoma.
Yeah, but so that was a smart move because obviously they know each other from college and they have a little bit of chemistry. You know what I mean? Mike Papernick Jr. says, "Well, with Brown hurt again, who is receiver number 2 and step up?" Well, I mean, I think you got to hope that Doxson does, right? Or
yeah.
Or what about the Why am I? Maybe as an outside receiver, maybe Johnny Wilson gets.
That dude sucks.
Yeah, but I hear you. But somebody's going to get some playing time. I mean, he's tall. You know what I mean? If nothing else, maybe you throw him a fade in the end zone. You know?
Yeah, I think Dotson will get more targets if AJ Brown's out. But even when AJ Brown was out for them couple games, he didn't get the ball more. I feel like
he really didn't. You know, so. Yeah, I mean, it's, hopefully AJ's not hurt too much. I'm not
right,
or you know what I mean. Hopefully AJ is not
that hurt
is not out more than, if he is out. Hopefully he's not out more than like a week or two. You know what I mean?
Hopefully it's against Dallas, who's also banged up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, speaking of getting banged up, every time I think of getting banged up, and I'm talking injury-wise, not the kind of banged up that most of the 70,000 at the link were doing yesterday, because that was getting banged up with some having beers and stuff. But if you get banged up injury-wise, you might want to call my man Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' compensation, or like I said, personal injury claim. He's got three office locations throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey. And, my man will get you paid, man. So make sure you call him. But yeah, anyway, any other thoughts on the NFL before we move on to, cause I want to move on to the Sixers, who I'm just, because when I think of injuries, I mean, Jesus God, how could you think of anything more about injuries than the Philadelphia 76ers? It's like a friggin' mash unit.
Yeah. The porcelain doll, baby.
You know what, Embiid? I don't know. You know what, Embiid? They should make a shirt of like Embiid and like, remember that? What was that joint, Unbreakable? Remember Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah, that's who he is, sitting in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Put his ass. I got the perfect drawing and thing since you guys said that. Put his big ass in a wheelchair with that dumbass look on his face. Perfect. But you got to make him look like a porcelain doll. And glass.
Yeah, my patience level with him with this, my patience level with this organization is like so out right now. So let's get into this Sixers here. Diego, like what's your thoughts on this? Because we did the show last week and we talked a lot of Embiid, and like I want to get your perspective, because like I was. Obviously, like, I'm not, me, dude, I'm kind of old school, but I'm also open-minded. Like, I realize that Embiid, he's got injury problems. So you can't like make him play all 82 games. He'll never last. So I get like sitting back to backs. I get like, you want to manage his workload here and there, but I had such a big issue with him not being ready for opening night and like not doing the things he needed to do. But meanwhile, he goes and gets his gold medal. Like I'm supposed to give a shit. So I don't know. What's your perspective on this Embiid thing?
I have a little bit of a different take on it than you. I really didn't care that he didn't play the first night of the season. Like I was like, I already know when Embiid plays, we already know what this team is, right? We added Paul George. Like that's my interest now. I don't care how you get Embiid there. I don't care if he only plays 50 games. You know what I'm saying? I mean, win 45 of those games and he only plays 50 games because we need him healthy for the playoffs. I don't care how they do it. Just get him to the playoffs healthy. That's it. That's all I need.
See, that's the new school. Screw that shit.
But like, I get it, but we already tried it other ways with him.
Okay.
He had the MVP years where he was trying to play every single game and be tough, and it fucking ended the same anyway. Hurt. Not available. Look, in reality, what do I care if he's there for the first game or the 30th game? Be there for the playoffs and get us past the second round. We just added Paul George, Maxi's another year forward. I just need you healthy for that.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from as far as that's case. I just don't like the tone it set. I guess you know what it is. I guess for me, it's kind of like the tone it sets for the season, because like. You go out and you spend all this money and you get the Paul George and you get Drum, you sign all these guys, the whole, a lot of the city, is kind of like, okay, hey, you know what? Daryl Morey cooked this offseason. All right, bet, Caleb Morton, nice move. You know what I'm saying? Keep an Oubre, nice move. And then the season starts and you're like, what the F, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like to me, there's a big difference between like opening night and then like, and really it's, you know what? It's more like for me, I'm more pissed at the organization if you think about it, because like this dude obviously is hurt again and they didn't say shit. Like they basically had all.
Is he hurt though? Or they just telling us he's hurt?
Well, he better
because they want to ramp him up real slowly because he did play in the Olympics.
Yeah, somebody said I heard he's hurt.
Yeah, but,
what hurt?
Knee.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, right? When the hell? I know it's the regular season, but damn, like when y'all gonna try to win some games? They're 1-4. We just got our ass kicked. We just lost 2 in a row at home. Detroit came here, beat our ass. Memphis comes here, beats our ass. Now they have like a 3 or 4 game road trip. You're at Phoenix, at the Clippers. Like I don't know. I forget who else they play. Maybe at the Lakers, whatever. But the bottom line is, like, dude, you could be looking at like 2-6 or 1-7. Like,
yeah.
And you know, like, when is this shit going to matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. You got to, I mean, yo, like I said, that's my issue, because it's like,
well, and what's going to happen with what he did to this reporter? You're going to get suspended for that too?
With the market,
I hope not.
I see it coming because he shoved him.
I was reading something that he's going to get suspended for 4 games.
He talked about his son and his.
That just plays right into the Sixers' plan.
What's that?
To keep him out more games.
Yeah, I see. This is that's what I'm saying. I'm trying not to get too pissed off, because that's why I'm getting pissed off, because it's like, damn, dude, you make $60 million a year. Call me old fashioned, but like, I don't know. I expect you to like work once in a while. You know?
Yeah, I hear that.
Like,
I hear that.
And I get upset because like I get upset because like, you know, like this one, like some, like, you know, there was a guy that was like, oh, you know, big deal. You know, if he got hurt, you'd be pissed. And I'm like, yeah, but like why am I supposed to give a shit if Joel Embiid's healthy? Like, the dude makes, I mean, I do care because I want to win the playoffs, but I'm saying, why do I care, dude? Like, I'm a Sixers fan. I want to see him out there dominating people. I don't give a shit if he's on. Well, oh, thank God Joel Embiid's not in pain. Oh no, like, I don't care. Get your ass out there and play some friggin' basketball.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know, let's see. Michael Papper Jr. in a comment, he says Joel needs to keep his mouth shut. If he wasn't going to play back-to-backs, should have been kept in-house between Morey, Nurse, and Embiid. Yeah, I think so. It sets a tone. You know what I mean? Like you look at winning teams. Like I think Doc Rivers is trash, right? He's like the shittiest coach, but he did win a championship in 2008 with the Celtics, and there was like a really good. I forget what it was. It was like a documentary or something, and it showed that team where they had those 3 stars came together, and they set a tone in training camp. Like, the 3 guys got together. Doc Rivers was there, and they had a really good training camp, and they had all kind, you know, they worked on all kinds of stuff, and it set the tone for the whole season. You know, and then they went out there, beat people's ass all year, had the number 1 seed, and in turn they win the championship. Now, this Sixers team, who knows when this dude's going to play? You know what I mean? And what are we going to do? You know, they're if you get off to such a terrible start, you know, and Cleveland's gotten off to a good start. We weren't even thinking of them. So think about it. You got Boston, New York, Cleveland, Milwaukee, right? Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the Sixers don't start winning some games. Sixers are looking at like what, a 6 or 7 seed?
Yeah,
and
true.
If you're a 6 or 7 seed, okay, yeah, Joel Embiid healthy, yeah, that's great. But that means I got to play like a real legit team in the first round, and I don't even have home court advantage. That makes it so it's tough to win a championship that way. Diego, you know, man, you look at the NBA, most championship teams start off with a high seed. You get that layup in the first round. You know, you get some rest. Second round, maybe you have a little bit of a harder time, and then you get your momentum and you make the championship run. It's hard as shit to win a title when the very first friggin' round you got to go on the road and play a tough-ass team.
Right.
And that's what they're setting up for. I don't know. It just pisses me off. Like, I have a hard time even watching this. Like, It's like you want to watch Maxey, and that kid.
Nah, they're hard to watch right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
you don't know what they're going to bring out on the court.
Right.
It's that kind of a product. It's just irritating, frustrating. Just like you said, you want Joel to play, but who the hell knows when he's going to get on the court? You know, a plus is we got Paul George coming back tonight. Let's see what he could do. You know.
Yeah, but and that's cool. But the whole excitement of this season was to watch these three dudes play together. It's kind of like it's kind of like Phoenix last year. Like, remember, Phoenix gets KD, has Devin Booker, and they get Beal. Barely play. There's always somebody hurt. They got their ass kicked in the first round. And Edwards straight took it to him.
Oh, he made him his daddy and his bitch.
Hell yeah, dude. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. Hang on, I got a comment. Here's our man Chris Rapizzi getting back to the Eagles things. Yeah, we touched on this earlier. Chris Rapizzi says Barkley's jump was nuts. That was
crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
You keep watching TikTok and all that other stuff.
I watch it like 50 times.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just his vision and the way he runs. But yeah, couldn't agree more.
You know what? Here, before we move on from the Sixers, let's get a little. Let me just look at their upcoming schedule. Yeah. All right, here we go. Next 3 games at the Suns tonight. What do you guys? I mean,
Loss.
Okay. At the Clippers, that could be
win.
Okay, and then at the Lakers, November 8th.
Loss. 1-2.
Yeah.
Okay. So that puts the Sixers are what, 1-4 now? That puts the Sixers at
2-6.
2-6. I mean, and again, I know it's early. I know it's early, but like it's time to start winning some. All right, now I'll go a little further because who knows when the hell this guy's going to play? You know what I mean? We don't know. So then you come home this Sunday. You host the Hornets. You
win.
We hope, though. I mean,
we'll say win.
All right, we'll say win. Okay, so that puts you 3-6. Host the Knicks. Going to get your ass kicked with no, right? 3-7. Host the Cavs. Cavs are playing great basketball.
Loss.
All right, that's 3-8. And then you're at Orlando, at Miami, and at Memphis.
You can lose all 3 of them games too.
All right, dude.
They could be 3-11. First 15 games of the year.
That's what I'm saying. This motherfucker. I mean, sorry, I don't want to curse too much, but this dude's got to get off his ass and play some friggin' basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? And then you know what's going to happen too. If you get off to such a shitty start, then you're not going to be able to rest him as much as the year goes on because you're going to have to be like, hey, we want to be a top 7 seed.
Right, we're going to fight for seeding. Right.
It's crazy, man. Yeah.
We'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, then they have some games that are winnable, like you got like the Bulls, and so we'll see. I mean, but I don't know. It's to me it's getting close to time to show up to work, or Sixers management needs to like come out and be like, hey, look, you know what? We're misleading the fans for like the millionth time, and because that's all they do. I mean, and if you think about it, there's no franchise in the history of professional sports that has had fans have more patience than the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, we literally signed up to get our ass kicked for like 2-3 years in a row because we believed in the process.
Yeah. And everybody bought in.
Yeah,
every fan.
Yeah, most of us were okay with it because we were tired of the Iguodala, 7 seed, or barely miss the playoffs, and then you lose. You get boat raced in the first round. You know what I mean? Like that team only made the second round one time, and that was only because Derrick Rose got hurt.
Right.
So it's a friggin' joke. I see. I agree with this. Mike Papernick says it's funny Embiid was healthy for the Olympics, which was important to him instead of putting the Sixers first. I mean, they just paid him. So what's your thought? I know, Diego, you usually have a different viewpoint. Like, what do you think about that?
I agree. He cared more about the Olympics that in reality you're not even American.
Yeah, I mean,
like you're not even American. You were deciding whether you wanted to play for France or the United States, and really you're from
for Cameroon. That's
Cameroon. Like you have all these places. You're like you played for something that it really even wasn't for your country. You know, so like you put that before the team that pays you $60 million a year. A little pathetic.
Well, you know what it is, because it's a shame because the guy's an unbelievable talent, but it's all about personal accolades. Like this way on his resume, when he retires, like he could be like, hey, look, I have a gold, hey, look, I have this gold medal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all personal accolades.
I could care less about the MVP and I could care less about the gold medal. It does me no, it literally gives me no joy. I didn't go to Frankfurt and Cotman when Joel Embiid won the MVP.
Right.
In fact, the Sixers have only sent me to Frankfurt and Cotman one time, and that was 2001. That was a long time ago. So I don't know, guys. It's was it what's the saying? It was either, I think Yogi Berra may have said it, or Richie Ashburn, or one of the old timers, where he said it's getting late early. Well, it's getting late early for the Sixers if they don't start winning a couple of these games.
Yeah, definitely.
So
pretty much.
But anyway, all right. Well, you know what? That's all the talk of the Sixers that we really deserve, because they're kind of dead to me right now. But as far as I know the season's over. The World Series. Congrats to the Dodgers winning the World Series. I lost a jersey bet with Johnny, so I have a Kirk Gibson 1988 Dodgers jersey sitting right here. I just bought for him. So
nice.
I had the Yanks. But anyway, what's that?
What jersey have you gotten? What?
Well, to be honest with you, dude, as you know, Sean, I really don't need any more jerseys. So what I would have done is I would have had him get Joey. I would have had him get Joey a jersey. So I probably would have got Joey one.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So because I certainly don't need any more jerseys. That's for sure.
Right.
But anyway, now we're in hot stove season, and with the Phillies getting bounced in the first, unceremoniously bounced in the first round by the Mets. This could be a very interesting offseason from the Phillies. There could be some guys on the move. And Bob Nightingale had an article just came out, said that they're listening to offers for Castellanos, Brandon Marsh, and possibly Alec Boehm. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because let's keep it real. A good general manager listens on everybody. I mean, I remember my grandfather told me a story years ago that, the great one time, how great Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio were, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day, there was a couple of nights where there was a rumor that the Boston GM and the Yankees GM were drunk one night, and they almost consummated a DiMaggio for Williams trade, because DiMaggio would have, as a right-handed hitter, would have been perfect for Fenway Park, and Ted Williams as a left-handed hitter would have been perfect for Yankee Stadium. Now, it didn't happen, but just goes to show you, GMs will listen on anybody.
Yeah, right.
So, who do you guys think any of these guys do get moved? What's your I could see Boehm getting moved. Castellanos.
I can see Boehm getting moved because he's young. He's got more value than any of the other guys. Potential, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I see Boehm.
I don't think anyone's taking Nick.
Nah, well, you know what? And it's ironic too, because if you look the second half of the season, I mean, Nick Castellanos was probably their most consistent hitter the last month and a half to 2 months.
He was.
So
he's too streaky though throughout the year.
He is. That's the thing. When he's on, he's really on, but when he's off, I mean, he might as well not even bring a bat. He should just bring his glove and a hat, because you're
right.
He's got no prayer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think of this? I know Mike Papernick Jr. is not a Rob Thompson fan. He says trade Robbie to the Yankees, as there are fans who want Robbie to manage the Yankees. I mean, 2 bags of peanuts and it's a trade. Yeah, I mean, what's your guys? Hang on, I got another comment. Eileen C. Hi guys. Hi Eileen. Thanks for checking us out. I know Eileen was probably unhappy last week because I know she's a huge Yankees fan. So that was a tough L for that. And by the way, what a tough way to lose. I mean, the Yanks had that 5-0 lead.
Yeah.
They were like the bad
error.
Dude, wasn't it crazy? I don't know if defense that bad.
That 5th inning was a shit show. Just watch.
Well, Aaron Judge went from making a great catch in the inning before to dropping that easy pop up.
Yeah, I know. And then how about Garrett Cole not coming to first base?
Dude,
like simple shit that you literally do every game you're out there. They just got the moment was too big for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost makes you wonder if they're going to do something about Aaron Boone, but they haven't done anything yet.
I heard he's likely to get fired. Yeah,
wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. Boone won't get traded because who's going to play third base if they can't sign Bregman? JT Realmuto. But that would be nice. But move Trey in the outfield. Move him to left. I'd like to see get rid of Rojas. I'm
done with that. Yeah, I'm done with that shit. Yeah. He should just be like a defensive replacement. Like I'm done with I'm not going to blame him for the loss, obviously, because the big guys didn't hit. Like you're not going to
I want Stop back at shortstop. I do.
So then who's going to play? Well, you need a second baseman.
Right.
Get him. Go out and get him.
Yeah, I mean, Turner is not good defensively at short, so I'm kind of with you on getting Turner out of short. I'm all right with Turner, trying him in the outfield because long term, I mean, what's he signed for, like 9 more years? I mean, I can't imagine Trey Turner being the shortstop another 9 years. Like he's going to need a position change,
Right.
He is.
So maybe you can make a center fielder out of him, because he is a good athlete.
Anything will do besides having Rojas. I need bats, man. And switch that goddamn lineup up. But that ain't gonna happen.
No, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but in what? In what way? I don't.
Schwarber?
I don't think you want to mess with Schwarber though. Like Schwarber had a really good year last year. Like I don't know if I want to mess with that.
I kind of like him at first. Our lineup really starts at a 2.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of? You think that? Somebody had an article. They said the Phillies are definitely in play for Soto. So we'll see what happens there. That would be tremendous.
That would be fucking unreal.
Yeah, that would be tremendous.
That would solve a lot of problems, right?
And he's only 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Loves Bryce Harper, so what better?
We'll see.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. I could see it wouldn't. I like Brandon Marsh, and I know, and it might mess up, because he's really good for clubhouse chemistry and stuff.
Nah, they gotta stop thinking about that clubhouse energy.
Well,
it's obviously it didn't get you no championship, so it's time to blow that shit up. I don't care if Marsh and Bohm are friends or they're all for like that. That friendship's got to go out the window now. This team got to get better and win.
Yeah, Mike, I heard this. The Phillies have come out and said Turner is not switching positions. No, you're right. I heard that too, but I feel like I wish they would switch his position. Let's put it that way. I know what they said, but
okay, we'll squash that.
Huh.
Ultimately, though, they may want to switch his position. No, what's a shame? They got that kid Aiden Miller in the minors, and he's like their top prospect. He's like a shortstop, but you might be able to move him to third, but he's not quite right. So, if you did get something for an Alec Boehm, like Miller's not ready to be your everyday third baseman yet. So you'd have to get you'd have to have a veteran, like some type of a veteran to at least fill in for like another year and a half until this kid Miller's right, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. You know, like off-season priorities. I mean, they got to figure out a way to like get like regular like contact hitters in this lineup. Like the lineup is just too feast or what's it called? Feast or famine, right? Or famine? What?
Feast or famine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I'm drawing a. That was a long day yesterday. I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, because you know, if this team's not hitting homers, like if Schwarber's not hitting a Schwarbomb or Harper's not on a hot streak or Casty's cold, this team don't do. I mean, this lineup stinks.
It sucks.
One, you know, so
yeah, it's too dependent on power. They got to get more people who can just get the ball and play.
Look, you know, perfect example. Look at the Dodgers. That Dodger lineup was relentless. I mean, they you know.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, dude.
The bottom of the lineup from 7th, 8th, 9th. Come on, man. Edelman, Will Smith, Muncy. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
Lineup's crazy.
They balled. Everybody hit. Descaro Hernandez, I like him, man. He's going to resign with LA. He fits that team.
Now there's a guy I wouldn't mind if the Phillies don't make the big move and get like a Juan Soto or somebody like that. There's a guy I think he'd be perfect for the Phillies lineup. Plus he's really at the top too.
Absolutely.
You know, the only thing about him though is I think he's like 32. So if you got to sign him to like a, you know, maybe you could get him on like a 3-year deal, like high money, you know, because you gotta watch signing these guys that are like early to mid 30s to like long, like 4 or 5-year deals, because then you're, you know, this isn't the steroid era where guys are playing until, you know, productive into like their late 30s, you know, like where, you know, Barry Bonds is hitting homers at like 40 years old. You know what I mean? Like it's not
right.
You're not having that anymore. Like these guys are starting to slow down a little bit. I'll tell you what's a priority for the Phillies too is that you gotta get JT off his feet a little more. Like JT needs to maybe catch maybe like 100 to 110, 115 as opposed to like 121. You know what I mean? Like they got to keep him fresh for the playoffs because he was like done. The playoffs,
right?
You know,
the 5 guy out of here, Stubbs. Get 3 more shots.
He's got to go.
He's an athlete. Put him at third base. Like seriously, and he did it one time with Schwarber. He played first base. You know, shit, do it.
Yeah, what do you think? Mike Papernick Jr. says, I would put Stott number 9 in this lineup. I know Stott is not a 5 or 6 in this lineup, so put him number 9. Well, that's a question if Rojas is here or not. Because if Rojas is here, then he's got to be 9.
Yeah.
But here, you know, here's hoping. You know, I thought that Stott was going to take a step up this year, like based off the year last year. He was a little disappointing, but you know, I really like Stott's approach at the plate. Like I feel like he's got an idea how to hit, and he may have a bounce back year next year. You know,
right.
But we'll see. I mean, hey, the hot stove is just starting, so we'll have we have a lot of time.
Pot's boiling. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
He says Stott at number 9 sets up for the top of the lineup. Yeah, I mean, I get your point, but I just you know, I would rather have Stott have an extra at bat or possibility of an extra at bat than like Rojas. But I have a feeling. I got a feeling this team needs at least 2 new outfielders in my opinion. Like this outfield sucks. Their outfield's not good enough. Their outfield blows. Let's just be real. Their outfield blows. Like Marsh at times, you know, Marsh can be a good platoon player and Marshall get hot sometimes,
Yes.
but he's not an everyday player. They don't really have an everyday left fielder or whatever. They don't have. And Castellanos, when he's on, and when he's not, he blows. So the outfield needs a lot of help, and so that you got to get at least one or at least two, I think.
Right.
So Dave Dombrowski's got his work out for him this year, man, because this team. I hope to God that they didn't miss their window, But I'm a little concerned that we're going to look back at that being up 2-1 on the Astros and then being up 3-2 on Arizona and be like, damn, we should have won one of those 2 years.
Yeah, we had the opportunity.
Because our guys are only getting older, so that's the thing.
Well, they played small ball and we didn't. So,
well, that's true. And this team doesn't play small ball.
Yeah, let's try to bash the ball out of the stadium. Nah, man. Arizona did it to you plain and simple 2 years ago. They showed you.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. You know what, dude? Let's get ready to wrap this up. Real quick, Monday Night Football predictions. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers extremely banged up. Baker Mayfield's basically out there throwing the I can't say Wawa receivers. I don't know. Do they have Wawas? And did Wawa make its way down to Tampa? I know they were in what's his face?
They're in Florida.
All right, there you go. Well, then we could say Baker Mayfield's got some Wawa receivers. With Godwin out and Mike Evans out. Tampa Bay have any prayer keeping the game close, or is this a game where Kansas City's going to flex a little bit?
I think KC mops them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you think they cover? I think the line. I think the last I saw, the line was 8.5, 9, something like that. You think? Because what's funny? KC's winning every week, but I can't remember the last time they covered a big number. It feels like
maybe this could be the week. How backed up Tampa Bay is.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Sean? What do you think? KC covers tonight?
Yeah.
All right. How about any fantasy? You guys got anybody playing in fantasy or anything?
No, I got no one tonight.
Thank you, James Cook and Jordan Love. No, I lost. So no.
All right. Well then, let's see. Hey, by the time we'll be back on next week, hopefully talking about an Eagles win at Dallas.
Yep.
Hang on, let me see what somebody's got a prediction. Here we go. One more Phillies thing, and then we'll roll. Mike Papernick says Hayes needs to go. Either Marsh or Rojas, possibly Castellanos. Let Crawford roam center field. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, do that.
Crawford's close. I think me and Mike agreed. Yeah, definitely. The kid has all the tools, the pedigree of his dad. Do it.
Yeah, Crawford's close. I mean, I think he's already in Double-A. So you figure if he looks good in spring training and then he plays good for about a month or two in Reading, he could be up. He may not be far from coming up. So
we're going to kind of keep these kids in minor ball just rot. No, man.
Bring him up.
You can't do like they did Jesse Biddle. The time's now.
Let him play.
Showcase him. See if he's the real deal, which obviously to me he is. He hits, steals. He's better than Rojas. So yeah, I'm all for it. Bring him up.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, guys. We'll go Birds.
Baby.
Sixers. I don't know. Maybe y'all could win a game. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And you know what? In Flyers, we'll get a little Flyers. I keep meaning to talk some Flyers, but it's so early with hockey, man.
They're bad too. They suck.
Yeah, well, so hopefully they start playing better, and we'll do a little Flyers. But all right. Well, listen, we'll
all right, guys.
Go Birds. We'll see you all next week.
Baby.
Peace. Have a good night.